When was the last time you finished touching yourself and felt that earth-shaking release, the kind that left you breathless in your 20s? For many men over 60, the truth is painful. What once came naturally now feels weaker, duller, almost mechanical. That loss can be shocking, but it doesn't have to be permanent. I'm Dr. James, a urologist with over 3 decades of experience helping men reclaim their vitality. I've seen thousands of patients who believed age had stolen their pleasure, and I've guided them to discover that science and simple choices can restore what they thought was gone. Here's the paradox. It's not always about aging. Often it's about fuel. The food you choose can either dull your performance or reignite it. And the surprising fact is that something as simple as what you eat before you pleasure yourself can make you feel decades younger. Today, I'm going to share 6 specific foods that open blood flow, sharpen sensation, and awaken your masculinity again. These are not gimmicks. They are proven tools your body is waiting for. Stay with me, because the final food on this list is the most overlooked, and yet it can transform your climax in ways that may astonish you. Before we begin, I invite you to subscribe and turn on notifications so you'll never miss another tip designed to restore your strength and confidence. If this message speaks to you, let me know in the comments. Now, let's begin with the first powerhouse food, beets. Food number 1. Beets, the circulation powerhouse. I'll never forget the first time one of my patients, a man in his late 60s, came back to me after I recommended something as simple as adding beets to his daily routine. He sat down, leaned forward, and whispered, "Doc, I didn't think this was possible at my age." His eyes were lit up like a man who had just discovered a secret fountain of youth. That's the power of beets. They are loaded with natural nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide, the very chemical that signals your blood vessels to relax and open wide. When that happens, blood doesn't just trickle into the penis, it surges. Erections feel fuller, stronger, and far more responsive. But circulation isn't the only gift beets bring. They also lower blood pressure, lighten the workload on your heart, and improve stamina. That's why elite athletes drink beet juice before competitions, to squeeze out every ounce of performance their bodies can offer. Imagine channeling that same endurance and blood flow directly into your most private moments. You can roast them, juice them, or stir beet powder into a glass of water. The form doesn't matter, but consistency does. Over time, many men report stronger morning erections, faster arousal, and the return of a sensitivity they thought had faded for good. And if beets can deliver results that dramatic, just wait until you hear about a food that not only fuels your body, but also works directly on your brain chemistry, unlocking deeper levels of pleasure you may have forgotten were possible. Food number 2, dark chocolate, the sweet secret. I remember sitting with a gentleman in his early 70s who told me he felt silly when I suggested dark chocolate as part of his routine. "Doc, you're telling me candy is going to help me perform?" He laughed. But 3 weeks later, he returned with a different expression, part relief, part amazement. He explained that his body responded faster, and when climax came, it carried an intensity he hadn't felt in decades. That's because true dark chocolate, the kind with at least 70% cocoa, isn't candy at all. It's medicine in disguise. Cocoa is packed with flavonoids, powerful compounds that relax blood vessels, improve circulation, and keep those vital pathways open and flexible. Better circulation means more blood rushing where it needs to go, making every touch more alive. But what truly makes dark chocolate remarkable is how it speaks to the brain. It sparks the release of dopamine, the pleasure chemical that surges when you fall in love or laugh uncontrollably. Dopamine deepens arousal and heightens the satisfaction of release, turning what might have felt flat into something breathtaking again. Just a small piece savored slowly can calm your nerves, reduce stress, and set the stage for unforgettable moments. And if chocolate can unlock both your body and your mind, imagine the effect of a food that directly fuels testosterone, the very hormone that defines male vitality and drive. Food number 3, oysters, the testosterone igniter. I still remember a man in his mid-60s who came to me exhausted, not just physically but emotionally. His desire had faded, his erections were softer, and even when he did reach climax, he said it felt muted, like the volume had been turned down on his masculinity. I recommended something simple, something ancient, oysters. He chuckled at first, thinking it was just an old wives' tale, but a month later, he returned with a new spark in his eyes. "Doc," he said, "I feel like myself again." Oysters are packed with zinc, and zinc is the cornerstone of testosterone production. Without it, the hormone that fuels vitality, drive, and firmness declines. With it, desire comes back, energy returns, and release regains its punch. Not every man enjoys the taste of oysters, and I understand that. The good news is you can still restore zinc levels with pumpkin seeds, beef, chickpeas, and beans. What matters is consistency. When your testosterone rises, the difference is undeniable. You stand taller, you feel stronger, and intimacy becomes exciting again. I've seen it transform not just erections, but confidence and outlook on life. And if oysters can reignite your hormones, just imagine what happens when you eat a fruit so refreshing and ordinary, yet secretly so powerful, it's been nicknamed nature's own Viagra. Food number 4, watermelon, nature's Viagra. One of my patients, a retired teacher in his late 60s, told me he felt embarrassed to admit that while he could still get an erection, it simply wouldn't last. "Doc, it's like the spark starts but fades before I can enjoy it," he said. I smiled and asked him to try something so ordinary he almost didn't believe me. Watermelon. A week later, he called, his voice lighter, almost laughing. "I don't know how to explain this, but it worked," he said. Watermelon contains citrulline, an amino acid your body converts into arginine and then into nitric oxide. That nitric oxide relaxes your blood vessels and allows fresh, oxygen-rich blood to rush into the erectile tissue. The effect is both immediate and long-term, easier arousal, stronger firmness, and less of that frustrating erectile fatigue where arousal fizzles out too soon. What I love most about watermelon is that it feels effortless. A cold slice in the afternoon, a smoothie blended in the morning, and your body receives exactly what it needs to keep circulation alive. Over time, many men describe their erections as not just stronger, but steadier, making the entire experience far more satisfying. It's proof that something so simple can bring back a piece of youth. And if watermelon can restore stamina and flow, just wait until you hear about a food that goes beyond circulation, feeding the very nerves that control sensitivity itself. Food number 5, walnuts, the nerve protectors. I once spoke with a gentleman in his early 70s who confided that even when he could achieve an erection, he felt almost numb, as if the spark of sensation had dulled with time. He told me, "Doc, it's there physically, but I can't feel it the way I used to." That struck me deeply, because pleasure isn't only about blood rushing in, it's also about the nerves that carry signals from the brain to the body. This is where walnuts shine. Rich in omega-3 fatty acids, they nourish the nervous system and keep arteries supple, allowing both blood and signals to flow freely. When the nerves are fed properly, sensitivity sharpens, and those once-faded feelings begin to return. Adding a handful of walnuts to your daily routine or incorporating other omega-rich foods like salmon or flax seeds can make a powerful difference. Over time, men often tell me their erections feel stronger, but what really surprises them is how much more alive every touch becomes. It's not just about firmness, it's about feeling connected again to their body, their desire, and their pleasure. Walnuts don't just restore performance, they restore experience. And if walnuts can awaken your sensitivity, imagine the impact of a fruit so packed with antioxidants, it doesn't just protect your blood vessels, it supercharges your testosterone and transforms the very intensity of climax itself. Food number 6, pomegranate, the overlooked champion. I'll never forget an older patient who came to me frustrated, not just because his erections weren't as strong, but because his climaxes felt empty. "Doc, I finish, but it doesn't feel like anything," he admitted quietly. I suggested something he'd never even considered, pomegranate. He looked puzzled, but a few weeks later he came back with a grin and said, "That fruit changed everything." Pomegranate is bursting with antioxidants, more than almost any other fruit, which protect blood vessels from damage, clear out plaque, and boost circulation. Stronger, healthier arteries mean more blood flow, and more blood flow means erections that feel alive again. But the magic doesn't stop there. Studies show pomegranate can also support testosterone levels, lifting mood, restoring desire, and intensifying the power of release. Men who make pomegranate part of their routine often describe their orgasms as fuller, deeper, and more draining in the best possible way. More like the earth-shaking moments they remember from decades ago. Whether you drink the juice, eat the seeds, or sprinkle them on salads, the effect builds over time, reshaping your intimate life in ways you didn't think possible. And if one overlooked fruit can make climax feel that powerful again, just wait until we bring it all together in the conclusion, because the real transformation happens when these 6 foods work as one. Conclusion. Gentlemen, after decades in practice, I can tell you this with certainty. Your best days of pleasure are not behind you. Beets to open the vessels, dark chocolate to awaken the brain, oysters to fuel testosterone, watermelon to restore stamina, walnuts to sharpen sensitivity, and pomegranate to supercharge climax. Each plays a role, but together they create something extraordinary. I've seen men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s rediscover the fire they thought was gone, and the look on their faces is unforgettable. It's not about chasing youth, it's about giving your body what it has always needed. With these foods, you can stand taller, feel stronger, and enjoy intimacy, whether alone or with a partner, with a fullness that makes you whisper, "I feel 20 again."